Hello and welcome to the second Mr Mills's video from my kitchen. I've had a bit of feedback. Yes, I have spoken to Mr Morgan about my maths and I just need to say that I did wash my hands as well, but I'm going to add this into this video now, and I did have my apron on. So I'm going to do that now and hopefully I can speed it up as I'm going to it. Make sure you wash hands. Make sure you dry them as well. Putting on your apron as well. I've got my apron here. Okay, and make sure you do it up as well. Okay, so what we are going to be going to make today is a basic white sauce. Okay, so I'm going to make it into macaroni cheese. So this is what we do at Griffiths Green in Year 8. But you can make this into lasagna. You can make it into many different things. This is another basic dish that your skills level can be doing. Okay, so follow it along. Email me amills@brimpton.com if you want the recipe, and I will email it to you. It's a really good basic recipe, lots of food science in that as well. So hopefully this will work and it'll be slightly different to the last one. Right, I just need to say that it is very warm today. That's why I've got my flip-flops on. Really poor health and safety, but I would never do this in my classroom in school. So I've got my saucepan. Okay, hopefully this camera angle you'll be able to see what's happening. I've got my pasta that I've already weighed out. I'm going to put that into my saucepan. I'm going to add some warm water as that. So the hot water from the tap will be fine, or you can use it from the kettle. So I've just boiled my kettle here. Okay, I'm going to add that to my pan. Like that, just to cover the pasta. So this is a method that we use in school in an hour's lesson. So hopefully this will be that. Just move it around a little bit, then turn your gas on. So make sure you turn it on the right ring here. And now we just need to wait until our pasta is cooked. Okay, so we're not cooking the spoon. So either just put it on to your pan stand like that. This is actually the tripod leg that the camera's on. Okay, so we just need to wait until our pasta is al dente. Okay, so al dente means to the tooth. All right, so it needs to be soft but not too soft, and it needs to be, if you went to a really posh Italian restaurant, that you would have your pasta cooked until it was al dente. So not all slimy and stodgy. Some people like it like that. All right, some people like it so it's really, really firm as well. So it needs to be somewhere in the middle. And the best way for you to check that it is al dente is for you to taste it. Okay, so I'm just going to pause it now and obviously speed it up as it's. Right, as my pasta is cooking, I'm not just going to wait around. I'm going to grate my cheese. You can have any type of cheese, so I've just got some mild cheddar here. Obviously you've got your grater. Okay, just go careful because this is quite sharp. You don't want to be grating your nails or your skin because we don't want that in our macaroni cheese or your white sauce. So we want to be grating it onto your chopping board. So I've got my nice solid wooden chopping board here from the school that I used to work at. So I'm just going to be grating it like that. You could just buy grated cheese from your supermarket, okay, but grating is a really good skill for you to practice. Okay, and we don't want to be giving supermarkets any extra money. They make millions already, so we can grate our own cheese at home. Obviously you can grate other things as well, but obviously just grating your cheese like this, ready to go into your macaroni cheese, your white sauce. Right, so when it gets to the end, just go careful with that, and you're just brushing that off and taking the cheese out of there. So that is my cheese there. I'm going to put this over for washing up. I'm just going to put that into a bowl, ready to go into my white sauce when it's done. Right, I need to go back and check my pasta now. Different camera angle now. You can see on the top of here, we've got some bubbles forming on top. So you can see it's starting to boil. Okay, just give it a little bit of a stir. And that, just keep an eye on it so it doesn't boil over. So you can see that the bubbles are just coming up here. Right, the steam is working there. Obviously cooking our pasta until it's al dente. So we just need to keep an eye on it to make sure that it's not going to boil over, because that's going to be more cleaning up for yourself. So just make sure that it is cooked until it's al dente. So you just need to be taking a little bit of your pasta out of your pan, like that. Okay, it's going to be really hot. You can see the steam coming from it. All right, so you just need to allow it to cool down a little minute, and then obviously cool it. If you're really impatient and you can't wait for it to cool down, put it under the cold tap for that. So it just needs to cool for a minute. Obviously I've done this many times. It's not quite done yet. Needs a few more minutes. Right, I will just check my pasta again. You can see that it's all fluffed up a little bit. I'll just take a few bits off. Okay, just make sure that it's al dente. Right, my pasta is now cut into its al dente. Okay, so it's ready. So I need to drain that now. So I'm going to leave my wooden spoon on my work surface or on my pot stand. Turn the gas off. I need to make sure there's a clear path to the sink. So my sink's over there. And I've got my colander there as well, ready to drain it out. So you don't want to have your hand over the heat because obviously it's going to burn you. So you need to go really careful. If you're worried about doing this at home, get an adult or someone else in the household to do that. I'm going to walk over here. I've got my colander, like a bowl with loads of holes in it. Now I'm just going to be draining that out like that. Put it back into your saucepan like that, and then you can bring it back over here. Right, I've drained my pasta now. I've just got it on there. I'm going to get my oven-proof dish, okay, and I'm going to be pouring my pasta into this. Done. Put my colander in the sink then, ready for washing up. So there is my pasta ready to go on there. So I'm just going to put that to one side. Now because my saucepan is nice and warm, that will speed up our sauce making. So I'm just going to get my tray of ingredients that I've got over here. Add that in. So we're doing an all-in-one sauce here. So that basically means we need to put it all in the saucepan to start with. So I haven't got my heater on at the moment. Top tip, don't put it on. I've got my milk. You can have any type of milk you want. I've got my plain flour. I'm going to add that in as well. I've got my butter or your margarine. So make sure that goes in as well. And then I've got my whisk. Okay, so you should have one of these. So I'm going to turn my heat on to a medium heat. Make sure there's a blue flame. I'm using gas here. When it's school, I've got an electric one. You need to be whisking this. So you can see this is metal. Okay, so I don't want to leave that like that because that's going to heat up and it's then going to burn my hand. Alright, so I just need to be whisking this gently. Make sure that all the ingredients stay in the pan. I haven't added my cheese yet or any flavourings. Okay, so I'm just making sure that my butter, your fat, you're going to start to melt. Okay, and we're just waiting then for the sauce to thicken. Our thickening agent in this is our flour. Alright, that is going to thicken our sauce, and it needs to be heated up. Alright, get to a high heat, and then it's going to burst. Those starch granules are going to burst. You're going to take in the liquid, which in this case is the milk, and it's going to then gelatinise, and that is our sort of food science there, and that's what's going to thicken the sauce. Alright, so I will. In the image that's going to come up next to us here probably, it will explain it in a little bit more detail. But you just need to keep moving the mixture around. Okay, if you just leave it, it will start to burn. Okay, then you have that really burnt tasting sauce that is just not very nice at all. Friend to no one. So we just want to keep whisking it, and you want a nice smooth glossy sauce. Now sauce making is difficult, it's not easy at all. Okay, but if it goes too thick, obviously it's over gelatinized. You need to add a little bit of liquid to it. If it's a bit thin, alright, it's not thick enough. Obviously we need to add a little bit more flour, some more starch into that, or even a bit of corn flour into that. So we're just whisking this until it gets nice and thick. So your arm might be a little bit aching, but we just need to get to that point. So now my butter has melted. I'm not sure if you can see that. Okay, it's just floating on top. There. So now I'm just going to be whisking it. Turn the heat up a little bit more. And we're just waiting for it to thicken now. Right, so it's now just got nice and thick. Okay, so you can see it's just coating my back of the spoon like that. I'm going to turn off my heat. okay, and move it onto my pan stand. And then this is where you can be adding in your cheese. Okay, so the heat of the sauce will melt the cheese into this. So add that into there and just stir that in. Right, the cheese will thicken it a little bit as well, and make it go really nice and stringy. Also, I've got some oregano here that I'm going to add in for a bit of flavour. Some fresh herbs would be really good, but some oregano, some dried, would be nice as well. Anything you've got in the cupboard, some mixed herbs. Add that in, so it will look a little bit stringy like this. Okay, so that looks lovely. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add my pasta back into my saucepan without it going everywhere. Okay, so don't forget your hands are clean, so it will be fine. And then you're just going to mix the two together so they're nice and well coated. Mix the two together. And then I've got my oven-proof dish. You could just have a foil tray. And then you're going to just pour that into there. Now you could just put that in the grill so it can just go nice and crunchy on top, or in the oven. And because I'm at home today, obviously, I'm going to put that in the oven so it goes nice and crunchy on top. If we were at school, I just put it into your container, and then you can be doing that at home as well. So I'm going to put it into the oven, and hopefully it will come out really well. Right, I'm going to take it out of the oven now, just to get the bits out. Take it out of the oven and make sure that it is cooked. So it should be nice and golden brown on top. So obviously this is going to be really hot, so if you're a little bit nervous about it, about taking it out, get someone else to take it out the oven for you from home. So you can see, hopefully that's, looks nice and golden brown, looks nice and crunchy, that looks lovely. You put it on the top of the cooker, shut the door, and obviously put your oven gloves down. So there is our finished macaroni cheese. It's gone nice and golden brown on top. You can hear how hot it is because it is sizzling. So that will serve it up with some salad. Just have it on its own, whatever you feel is best. But obviously, think about the food science that was involved with this, and obviously our sauce making as well. So that is the second video for me. Obviously, any suggestions, please contact me. And also, if anyone wants to cook along with me, I have had requests already. So get in contact with me, amills@brimsham.com, if you want the recipe as well. Thank you. Thank you for watching.